Abhidham Bibhrate Tasmai Bhashyakrite Namostu Satatam Purnaya Bodhatmane Om Brahmaham Yat Prasadena Mai Vishwam Prakalpitam Shrimat Swayam Prakashakhyam Pranavami Jagatam Gurum Yah Paramatma Jagat Srishtva Pravivesha Punasvayam Tam Krishnam Pratyagatmanam Vande Gopi Manoharam Yasya Prasadadahamadvayatma Vishwam Samastam Mayi Kalpitancha Tan Sarvalokaika Gurum Sadashri Swayam Prakasham Gurumanatosmi Gurunam Charanam Bhojam Pranipatya Nirantaram Tatkripa Leshato Chinta Kaustubhamarabhe Om. Brahmanaha Swarupalakshanam. Now that we know that Brahma, one Vastu, has got these two Lakshanas, Tatastha Lakshanam as well as Swarupa Lakshanam. The basic function of Lakshana, of this distinguishing characteristic, defining characteristic, is to distinguish the object, whichever object it may be, from everything else and make it available for cognition. This is what is the function of Lakshanam. So now, having seen what is the Tatastha Lakshanam, and we proceed to Swarupa Lakshanam. So now the question is, since you already have given one Lakshanam, which is Tatastha Lakshanam, do we really need to have Swarupa Lakshanam? This question is then answered by the author by saying Swarupa Lakshana Parishnyatena Tatastha Lakshana Matrena Brahmashyatum Ashakyam. Though Tatastha Lakshanam is given, without the Swarupa Lakshanam, it is impossible to know Brahman. Okay, Ashakyam. Ataha Swarupa Lakshanam Avashyakam. There can be a question hidden over here, and you can naturally therefore ask, then might as well, you should have had given only the Swarupa Lakshanam. Why did you take us through the course of Tatastha Lakshanam? The thing is, without the Tatastha Lakshanam, Swarupa Lakshanam cannot be approached. And therefore, we have Tatastha Lakshanam. Okay. To give a very a rudimentary example for this is, if I start talking about, there is one Mr. Saxena, and he is very good at computer. Let's say this. So your question would be, who is Mr. Saxena? I have told you something which is about Mr. Saxena, and his abilities, skills, knowledge about computer is very good. Yet, you are not able to place who this Saxena is. So then I say, well, Saxena is Mr. Gupta's son-in-law. Now you know Gupta, you know his daughter, and therefore now for you to understand who is Saxena becomes possible. So just by giving some sort of Swarupa Lakshanam, without the Tatastha Lakshanam, something that is unknown cannot be made known. So therefore, basically, we go through the route of Tatastha Lakshanam. Therefore, even if you look at the Brahma Sutra, the first sutra, Athato Brahma Jijnasa. So now we are going to contemplate Brahman. Then comes, what is this Brahman? And naturally, this question is bound to be there. So the Lakshanam of Brahman given in the next sutra is that it is Janmadhyasya Yataha. The Janma, Sthiti and Bhanga, Srishti, Sthiti and Laya of this Jagata happens because of that, and that Vastu is Brahman. So over there also, it could have been Brahman is Sachidananda, not going that way, goes through the Janmadhyasya Yataha, from Tatastha Lakshanam to Swarupa Lakshanam. That's why Swarupa Lakshanam now is being told. And so that there is the reason why we have Tatastha Lakshanam in the beginning, and then it leads to Swarupa Lakshanam. Why then Swarupa Lakshanam? Because without Swarupa Lakshanam, impossible to know Brahman. Swarupa Lakshana aparijñatena Tatastha Lakshana matrena Brahmashyatum ashakyam. Ataha Swarupa Lakshanam avashyakam. Well, sir, that's fine. But what exactly is Swarupa Lakshanam? He explains, Swarupam sat vyavartakam athava Swarupatve sati vyavartakatvam. Okay. What is called as Tatastha Lakshanam? Can anybody define what is Tatastha Lakshanam?
Kadachit tatve sati vyavartakatvam.
Kadachit katve sati. Yeah. Sarita, your internet is extremely Kadachit katve sati Tatastha Lakshanam vyavartakatvam. Now, Vyavartakatvam is common in both, because Lakshanam basically, whichever Lakshana it may be, that Lakshanam will always be Vyavartakam. So what is Swarupa Lakshanam? Swarupam Sat Vyavartakam. The question is, sir, how is it possible even to have Lakshanam of Brahma? Because according to you, you say Brahma is Advaita, is non-dual, and Lakshanam, that the very, very purpose of Lakshanam is there is a Lakshya, and then that Lakshya, whatever is to be indicated, will be indicated by an indication. So there is some sort of bheda, Lakshya Lakshana Bhava. There is. So Lakshya is not Lakshanam. Lakshanam is not Lakshya. Lakshanam belongs to the Lakshya. So there is some sort of a minute bheda, a difference, some kind of a duality which is there. So he says that Laksha Lakshana Bhavayoho Bheda Garbhatvat. There is in its womb, it already carries that bheda. So how can even the Lakshanam be there? Actually, this should have been the question in the very beginning. But here he says, no, sir. Laksha Lakshana Bhavayoho Bheda Lakshana Bhavayoho Bheda Garbhatvat. Bhavayoho Laksha Lakshana Bhavasya Bheda Garbhatvat. Kalpanika Bheda Abhyupagamena. Now the reply to it is that, well, we accept that Bheda. We accept this Bheda. What you say is right. Angikar karte hain. We accept it. That the kind of Bheda that you are talking, which Bheda? Lakshya Lakshana Bheda. We accept it. By accepting it, are you not accepting that there is some sort of Bheda, and that would cause the collapse of your pratijna that Brahmavastu is ekam advitiyam advaitam? So we say no. By accepting also it wouldn't happen, because kalpanika bheda abhyupagamena. There is an abhyupagama. Abhyupagama means a temporary acceptance, though we know it is not there, but yet we accept it because it serves our purpose. So kalpanika bheda, some imaginary bheda is it's like x in algebra. Kalpanika bheda abhyupagamena. Well, then Purvapaksha says, Tesham Pruthakatva Abhasa Kim Prayuktaha. Then between Lakshya and Lakshana, there is this Bheda, right? So we can say there is some sort of Tadatmya between Bheda and, that Lakshya and Lakshanam. But Tadatmya means Bheda Sahishnu Abhedaha. There is a Bheda in its Garbha. You cannot deny that. If it is there, then Prithakatva is also there, some sort of Prithakatva, some sort of separation is there. Then, sir, please tell us, what makes you even say that there is Kalpanika Bheda, meaning that Prithakatva is there, Tesham Prithakatva Abhasa, and apparent. It is, though it may not be real, it is apparent, means it is only an appearance. Yet, sir, please tell us that what is it that is causing this apparent difference also. So even this apparent expression of duality is forced by what? What is it that is causing it? So Siddhanti says, Antakarana tadharmopadhivashat. Now presently Brahman is being cognized, and the faculty of cognition that one has is the antakaranam. And this is the only way how this antakaranam will function. So it is, the Bheda is not there in Brahman, yet antakaranam is the upadhi, the conditioning, because of which the Bheda appears. Okay? Antakarana tadharmopadhi vashat. Then, how do you see this? So, reply to this is, Brahman is, what is Swarupam? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Anandam Brahma. Okay? So, what is Satyam? Because there is Antakarana Vritti is involved. So, naturally, now there is Antakarana Vritti is the condition. And so, because of this condition, now there is the Lakshya Lakshana Bheda is also possible. So, how does that appear? Satyam. What is Satyam? What is Satyam?
कालों में भेद नहीं, जिसका तीनों कालों में बाद नहीं होता है.
Badha bhava vishishtam Satyam. How are we going to say that? Satyam means badha bhav, badh ka abhav. Satyam means there. Satyam is that which is qualified by absence of falsification. What is Satyam? These definitions are very important, okay? Badha bhava vishishtam Satyam. Okay? Badha means falsification. Vishishtam means qualified by, kind of condition, qualified by. So, qualified by what? Absence of falsification. So, what is your definition now of Satyam? Satyam is that vastu which is qualified by absence of falsification. Badha bhava vishishtam, that is Satyam. What is Jnanam? This is a very interesting topic actually of Jnanam, okay? Because we think Jnanam means some information, okay? And that is Gyan hai. Even information is also treated as knowledge because it illumines the object. So let us say, one says, I have Ghata Jnanam, I know the pot. Okay, I know the pot. So now knowing the pot, this knowledge of the pot for you is the information about that object, a cognition, some vishishta cognition. So so where do you stop at, according to you, what is the knowledge? Some form of cognition. True? Some form of cognition. And why are you even saying this cognition is knowledge? Why are you saying that this form of cognition is knowledge? Because that Ghata Jnanam illumines the Ghatam for you. True? This knowledge, Ghata Jnanam, illumines Ghata for you. So what basically, any doubt anyone has?
Swamiji, I said it illuminates the object.
Correct, whichever object. If it is Pata, then Pata Jnanam illumines the Pata. Will Ghata Jnanam illumine Pata?
No.
Pata Jnanam alone will illumine Pata. Ghata Jnanam will illumine Ghata. Okay? But whether it is Ghata Jnanam, Pata Jnanam, Mata Jnanam, whatever form of knowledge, that it means whatever it is, it illumines that object. Otherwise, that object remains unknown, as if covered in darkness. It is illumining for you. So therefore you say, Ghata Jnanam, what is happening here? That Ghata Jnanam illumines the Ghata for you. So that which illumines is called as knowledge. But presently you are saying it is the cognition which illumines. It is the cognition which illumines. And we are saying that cognition itself is also something that is illumined. So consciousness illumines the vritti, that cognition. So now the illumination, which is basically jnanam, when conditioned by vritti, and when that vritti is in form of ghata, correct? Unless and until the thought assumes the form of ghata, the ghata does not get illumined for you. So, so we are going to say it is the consciousness conditioned by the vritti, by the cognition, is what is called as knowledge. Basically, what is knowledge? Cognition. But for us now, what is knowledge? Just not consciousness. Consciousness conditioned by the vritti. So, vrityavachinna chaitanyam athva vyanjaka vritti upahitam chaitanyam is called as knowledge. Two. And both of them are just put in different words, but will arrive at the same destination. How do we define knowledge? Because Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. So now Satyam is Badha Bhava Vishishtam Chaitanyam, or Badha Bhava Vishishtam is called as Satyam. Badha Bhava Vishishtam Chaitanyam. Chaitanyam you can keep. But Vrityavachinna Chaitanyam Jnanam Athava Vyanjaka Vritti. Vyanjaka means that which expresses. So, Vyanjaka Vritti Upahitam Chaitanyam is knowledge. What is Anandaha? Prityadi Avachinnam Anandaha. Athava Anukula Vritti Upahitam Anandaha. We had gone through this, and maybe it must have got lost also sometimes. Nevertheless, here you take it again. Do you don't experience degrees of happiness? Certain things make you happy, few things make you even more happy, and there is something where you're most happy. Okay? So over here, happiness is seen in degrees. Happiness is seen in degrees. So we say there is Priya, Moda, and Pramoda. These are the degrees. Priya, Moda, and Pramoda. So this Priya means Prityadi Avachinnam. By Adi, what will you understand? Moda and Pramoda. Prityadi Avachinnam. Avachinnam, limited by. There is one expression in which we are saying limited by. Limited by because it is a conditioning. It makes like the sky that you see through the window appear square. Why? Because there is a conditioning. It is limited by the conditioning of the window. So, Prityadi Avachinnam Anandaha Athava Anukula Vritti Upahitam Anandaha. That vritti which is Anukula. Anukula meaning conducive. That is the reason why people from South India, they will like rice. People from North India, they will like wheat or roti, some parantha is required. They go to South India, there is a problem. All the time we have to eat only rice. And this mama mami who come to visit and want to go to Agra and Taj Mahal and all, everywhere there is only parantha. Now we want some curd rice. Because whatever it is not becoming anukula. It is not conducive to them. So anukula, that's why they cannot enjoy the food. They may enjoy everything else. They may enjoy, visiting Banke Bihari, etc. But Swamiji, food is a problem. These people also go to see South India. Everything is nice. But everything, coconut, rice, Swamiji, how to eat? We need some anu paratha. Anukula nahi hota. So anukula vritti upahitam anandaha. So now conclusion of this is vastava bheda bhavepi, though there is absence of actual difference, vastava bheda bhavepi, aupadhika bheda satvad, lakshya lakshana bhavaha upapadyate. Therefore, the lakshana is possible because how? Aupadhika bheda. There is a bheda, the difference is there because of the conditioning. And what is that conditioning? The conditioning is basically the vritti of antakaranam. This is how one will understand. Then the topic further goes. He says that Brahma is one vastu. Why do you require three words? Satyam, Jnanam, and Anantam. Why would you require three words? Because if the same object is indicated by three words, then either those words are what? Adjectives, and one is a substantive, and the rest of the words will become adjectives. Like big, blue, fragrant lotus. So big, blue, fragrant, all become adjectives to lotus. But they cannot be what? Synonyms, several more synonyms in one sentence. So what, the object will have to be shown only by one word. So why do you require all Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma? Do they become adjectives to each other? Then what is an adjective? What is the substantive over here? He says, no. Now, this is the Lakshanam. Swarupa Lakshanam. Again, you will have to see that Lakshanam, what is the pariksha? How do you verify if the Lakshanam is nirdosha or not? By seeing if the word or if that definition does not have the defect of ativyapti, avyapti, and asambhavana. Okay, this is the pariksha. Everywhere, wherever a lakshanam is given, immediately that lakshanam will have to undergo the pariksha. And that pariksha means, does it overspill? Does it, what do they say? Not under avyapti. I was trying to look for this word, but well, in the English translations of the Nayayikas, I may find, but I have not made that effort. But any which ways, for lack of the word, let us keep it avyapti only. Does it have the dosha defect of avyapti or asambhavana of impossibility? We have to see that. So now let us go. If only the word satyam is used, then what will happen? That it will spill into the satta samanya of the Nayayikas. Satta samanya means the common existence, something that is common existence. So the pot is, the cloth is. So is a jati, which is samanya in everything. Everything. So according to them, that which is common in most of the things becomes the jati. Okay, whether it is a black cow or a white cow, a big cow or a small cow, an old cow or a young cow, cowness is common in all these cows, and therefore cowness, that gotvam, is jati. It is the jati. Okay. Why? Because it is something that is common. So whether it is a cow or a buffalo, or a human being or a flower or a pot, everything has got common, and that is existence. So this common existence, which is a common satta samanya of the Nayayikas, is accepted by them. So if we were to say that Brahman is Satyam, which means it would also mean what Satta Samanya meant by the Nayayikas. And as a result, so let it go over there. So maybe you and the Nayayikas are on a common page. So what you call as Satyam, the Nayayikas may be calling it as Satta Samanyam. Are you people getting that?
Yes, Swamiji.
Any difficulty, anyone?
No, Swamiji.
Anand, Chakresh,
Following it, Swamiji.
ठीक है ना अभी तक
जी
हाँ because अभी it is just in what do they call, we are going to gloss over all these things. Then what dosha would it have? Maybe you both of you are saying the same thing. He is only using the word Satta Samanyam and you are saying Satyam. Then the dosha that will come is it will lead to Jadatvam, because the Satta Samanya of the Nayayikas is Jada, is inert, and therefore that will lead to Jadatvam, and hence to avoid this kind of overspilling and misunderstanding which may take place, because you may then understand Brahman as Satta Samanyam. Brahman is not Satta Samanyam. Then what is it? What Brahman is? We will say Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. And therefore the word Jnanam is there to remove this defect of Jadatvam. To avoid this defect, the word Jnanam is said. Then might as well just say Jnanam. Might as well just say Jnanam. Why even have Satyam? Correct? To avoid that dosha, why have the word Satyam, just have the word Jnanam? What would happen only if the word Jnanam is used? If only the word Jnanam is used, then it would mean the knowledge meant by the Nayayikas again. Then, according to them, knowledge is a quality which is there in Atma, and it stays in Atma by Samavaya Sambandha, which stays in the Atma by Samavaya Sambandha, and it expresses when there is the sanyoga of the mind with Atma. Okay. Where is the knowledge? In Atma. What is that knowledge? It is some sort of a quality of the Atma. How does the quality stay in Atma? By Samavaya Sambandha, their Samavaya Sambandha. So, and by that what will happen? When the sanyoga, when the mind is not in contact with Atma, the knowledge will not be there. When is the knowledge? Only when the mind is in touch with Atma, like the electricity in touch with the bulb expresses light. Otherwise, the light will not express. Electricity in one place, the bulb in one place, light will not express. Like that, when the mind is in touch with Atma, in contact with Atma, the knowledge expresses. So therefore, this is, and that will mean what? knowledge is something that is anityam. Knowledge is anityam. Knowledge will become anityam. To avoid this, and to avoid this dosha, to say that Brahman is jnanam, we have to say Brahman is anityam. Means what? It will mean there is a badha. It gets baditam, correct? Is there now, is not there now. Anityam.
Yes.
So it will not stand at kalatraya badhyatvam. And therefore, along with jnanam, you require the pada satyam. Therefore, satyam, jnanam, both of them have the purpose. What is the purpose of satyam? To avoid the ativyapti, to avoid the misunderstanding that Brahman is satta samanyam, we have the word jnanam. And if the word jnanam is used, we would, that the dosha of anityatva would come, and to avoid that dosha, we have satyam along with jnanam. So satyam, jnanam. Then, sir, that should suffice. Why do you have the word ananda in that? So here he says that it may be satyam, kalatraya badhyam, it may be even knowledge, which is nitya, And I'll give you a hint over here that, sir, how do you say knowledge is nityam? Because even the ignorance is also illumined. Ignorance is also illumined in the sushupti avastha, in the state of deep sleep, where there is just pure ignorance. On waking up, you say, I knew nothing. So the knowledge, what is that knowledge which illumined even the darkness? So that knowledge was never absent, whether Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, or in any state, knowledge is never ever absent. And therefore, knowledge is nityam, and hence that to avoid this misunderstanding that knowledge can be called as the knowledge of Nayayikas, which is sometimes there, sometimes not there, we have to say it is Satyam and Jnanam. All right, sir. But why have Anandam? If Anandam is not said, then Brahman is not what will become the Purushartha, something that is sought by. Apurushartha of Brahma will be there. And therefore, to avoid this, the word Ananda is used. Though Ananda does not have the defect of being, so now then say only Ananda. Why have Satyam Jnanam? Huh? Because if you just say Ananda, at least the defect of Apurusharthatva will not be there. Are you people getting it? Because I'm just glossing over, okay? Any difficulty?
No, Swamiji.
Hopefully, huh? You could just switch your mic on and ask to pause and say.
Swamiji, what is the defect if Satyam and Jnanam, two only words are used?
Oh, and Anandam is not used. Say Ananda means what have we seen? It means Sukham. And what is sought by people? Sukham. So is Sukham not Purushartha? Only when you have when you see the value of sukha in something, then only that vastu will be desired by you. Correct? You cannot desire something if it does not have the value of sukham for you.
Yes, true.
So something will become purushartha. Purushartha means not effort, okay? Purushartha means that what is sought is called as purushartha. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. That what is sought by a person, by an individual, is called as purushartha. What is sought in ultimate analysis? Sukham is sought. Okay, sukham is sought. So what is purushartha? Sukham is purushartha. In Marathi, etc., in our colloquial language, we say purushartha means the efforts of a person, correct? Deshmukh?
Swamiji. Yes.
It is not purushartha. The effort is called as purushakar. Effort is called as purushakar. That what is sought is called as purushartha. Therefore, dharma is purushartha. The object, whether it is a stri, putra, etc., that kama is purushartha. Wealth is sought, vitta is sought, and vitta is purushartha. Through the purushakara, through this effort of the person, wealth is sought. Through the effort of the person, he may want a wife or a child or whatever, name, fame, whatever. That is all sought. That what is sought is called as purushartha. Now over here we are saying, Brahman is sought you. This is what is wanted. If it is wanted, that means that it should have the quality of the value of happiness. If you are going to say Satyam Jnanam, अब भाई कहाँ है सुख इसमें? होगा सत्य, होगा ज्ञान, तो क्या? ऐसा ज्ञान जो नित्य है, ऐसा जो सत्य जो है, जो जड़ नहीं है, होगा, फिर क्या? Why should we want it? So the dosha will be, if just in saying Satyam Jnanam, it will not become Purushartha. So this is what is sought, and therefore the defect of not being the Purushartha can be removed by saying Anandam. But if you just say Anandam alone, then it would mean, the sensory pleasures and objective joys that you're seeking. Correct? That is sought. And therefore, to avoid this, we have to say Satyam, Jnanam, along with Anandaha, and therefore all the three words are unavoidable. Kim Brahma, Brahmanaha Swarupa Lakshanam Kim, Satyam, Satchidanandaha, Satyam, Jnanam, Anandam. This is what is the Lakshanam of Brahman. Therefore, all the three words have their own purposes, though they mean the same object. Okay? All the three words have their own purposes. Like in earlier some lakshanas we have seen. Jagat kartrutve sati, jagat upadanatvam. Like whatever it is said in, there are two dalas in this particular definition, correct? Jagat kartrutve sati, jagat upadanatvam. दो दल हो गए ना इसमें, दो विभाग हो गए ना.
Yes, Swamiji.
So the first dala, just by saying one dala, it will not suffice. You will require the second one too. So like that, along with Satyam, Jnanam and Anandam is required. Along with Jnanam, Satyam and Anandam is required. Along with Anandam, Satyam and Jnanam is required. If not, there are these defects. So therefore, there are these purposes, and therefore. So now the question comes, Nanu Satya Jnananandadi Shabdanam Bhinnarthatvena, because Satyam means what? Badha Vishishtam Chaitanyam, or Badha, huh?
बाधा अभाव
अभाव
हाँ, बाधा भाव, सॉरी बाबा,
बाधा भाव।
बिल्कुल उल्टा, बाधा भाव विशिष्टम चैतन्यम। देखो क्या मूर्खता है। बाधा भाव विशिष्टम चैतन्यम सत्यम, वृत्त्यवच्छिन्न चैतन्यम ज्ञानम, प्रीत्यादि वृत्ति उपहितम चैतन्यम अथवा प्रीत्यादि अवच्छिन्नम चैतन्यम
आनंदम।
आनंदम। तो all three Satya Jnanadi Shabda, all the three words have their own meaning, correct? You cannot replace what is meant by the word Satyam by the word Jnanam. Correct?
Yes,
You
sir.
cannot replace what is meant by the word Jnanam by using the word Anandam. What is Anandam? Prityadi avachinna chaitanyam.
Chaitanyam.
What is Jnanam? Vrityavachinna chaitanyam jnanam. Can you replace this?
No.
No. Therefore, bhinnartha, if the words, all the three words have their own meaning to deliver. Bhinnarthatvena, then we will have to say Brahman is that with the attributes of Satyam, Jnanam, Anandam, like big, blue, fragrant lotus. What is Brahman? With the attribute of Satyam, with the attribute of Jnanam, with the attribute of Anandam, like the lotus, with the attribute of being big, the lotus with the attribute of being blue, the lotus with the attribute of being fragrant. Is fragrant the lotus? No. Fragrant is the attribute of the lotus. Correct? Are you understanding this?
जी स्वामी जी।
नहीं भाई, लोगों को कठिनाई हो रही है क्या यहाँ पे?
नहीं,
At this
नहीं।
point?
नहीं स्वामी जी।
नहीं, नहीं।
हाँ, चलो फिर. So what will happen? Huh? Does blue means fragrant?
Definition.
Huh.
No.
Does blue means fragrant?
No.
No. Does big means fragrant?
No.
No. Blue does not mean fragrant. Like that Satyam, does Satyam means Jnanam?
No.
No. Does big means fragrant?
No.
नहीं.
Does Anandam means Jnanam?
नहीं.
Now over here, big, blue, fragrant lotus. What is the relationship?
Noun and adjectives.
Exactly. One will become the, what do they call, the substantive, and rest of them are the adjectives. Whatever that Brahman is, These are the attributes of Brahman. Vishishta. And if it is Vishishta, then there is some sort of Bheda. And therefore, with the attributes, Brahman will be that one object or whatever that Vastu with the attributes of Satyam, Jnanam, Anandam. Then Satyam, Jnanam, Anandam is not then, therefore, Akhanda Vastu. How can it be one, homogeneously one, partless? Akhanda Ekara Sattvam Katham Bhavati. To this, the reply is Bhinnarthatve sati samanadhikaranyena. What is the first reply? Bhinnarthatve sati samanadhikaranyena. And the second one is Guna Guni Bhava Kalpanayam Mana Bhavat. Bhinnarthatvena. Though all of them have their own meaning, yet all the words have the Samana Adhikaranam, Ekadhikaranam. Okay? Bhinnarthatve sati samanadhikaranyena. We have done this or not? Does anybody remember? We have spent sufficient time.
Swamiji, I think Amalananda's definition is the same.
How does Amalananda define?
Aparyaya aneka shabda prakashatve sati. He says avishishtatva.
Swamiji, samanadhikaranyam is bhinna prabhuti shabdanam ekasmin arthe vritti.
Say that again. Bhinnartha pravritti shabdanam. कहाँ गई?
Ekasmin arthe vritti.
फिर से बोलो, पहला दल बोलो उसका.
भिन्न प्रवृत्ति निमित्त शब्दानाम एकस्मिन् अर्थे वृत्तिः.
पहले जो मैंने कहा था उसमें थोड़ी गलती रही. भिन्न प्रवृत्ति निमित्त शब्दानाम एकस्मिन् अर्थे वृत्ति. भिन्नार्थत्वे नहीं, भिन्नार्थ होगा तो गलत ही होगा. भिन्न प्रवृत्ति और निमित्त.
यस सर.
उनके प्रवृत्ति का निमित्त भिन्न होने पर भी एक ही अर्थ में जब वो शब्द, अर्थ में मतलब वस्तु में जाके मिलते हैं, रहते हैं, तब वह सामानाधिकरण्य होता है. ओके. द सेकंड रीजन दैट ही सेड अखंड एकर सत्वम कथम, because guna guni bhava kalpanayam mana bhavad. There is mana bhava means pramana bhava. There is nothing, there is no means of knowledge to prove, there is no evidence to prove, to establish that there is the difference of guna and guni. Because of these two reasons, akhanda ekarasabodhakatvam brahmanaha Brahmanaha akhande karasatvam. Nishabdanam akhande karasabodhakatvat. Bhinnarthatve sati samanadhikaranyena. And the second one is gunaguni bhava kalpanayam mana bhavat akhande karasabodhakatvam. So in these words, Satyam, Jnanam, Anandam, Brahma have akhanda ekarasabodhakatva. The quality of, they have this quality of showing one Brahman, which is akhandam. Akhande karasabodhakatvam asti. And by that, what happens? Brahmanaha akhande karasatvam. Okay. So also they do not become synonyms because their immediate meanings are different. Implied meaning is Brahman. And now the thing is that Brahman cannot be shown, cannot be indicated by any words, really speaking. Yet, how does the Shruti do this, accomplish this impossible task? That which cannot be shown by the words, words are only employed to show that. And so we have the Shakyartha and the Lakshartha, which we have seen, down below when we went to the Tat Padartha, Tvam Padartha, etc. So also, though these words do not become synonyms, because the immediate meaning which comes to the mind is different. What is delivered by word Satyam is different from what is delivered by the word Jnanam. So immediate meaning is different, yet all the words finally mean Brahman. How do they mean? Not through the immediate meaning, but through their implied meaning. Through their implied meaning. And therefore, Akhanda Ekarasatvam of Brahman is protected and is shown by these words, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. Why is there no Gunaguni Bhava? Because this Kalpana does not have any Pramanam. Okay, we are going to stop at this point. The computer is also on the battery. And we will start from here, from this point again tomorrow. We have covered some portion of it. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashrito Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. Thank you all.